we're rolling. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fascinating episode of Being Groovy with Stevie D. I am your host, Stevie D. I know I don't look like Stevie D, but I can assure you I am. In fact, I am so sure that I am Stevie D that I'm willing to bet my grandmother's false teeth on it. Not her gold set, but her wooden practice set of false teeth. And not my mother's mother, but my father's mother. My mother's mother didn't have any teeth and couldn't afford a proper set of false teeth. She just slurped her food down, which was rather revolting to watch as a child. And maybe that's why people say that I'm revolting, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters is that we're on the air with 7 million viewers right now. Wait a minute. There was a typo in the script. It's actually 7 viewers. Okay, 7 whole viewers, not halves. Well, that's depressing. Anyway, tonight our producers have told me that our current ratings for the show are still so low that we are in jeopardy of being eternally ridiculed for even being considered a show. Now, if that's not humiliating enough, I might have to also give this tuxedo back to the pawn shop where I got it. The situation is desperate right now, and we need to get our ratings to at least the top 15 in our time slot. So, our esteemed producers, not that I think that they're esteemed, but I'm being paid to say that. Anyway, our esteemed producers have decided to have a controversial debate between 2 individuals who have significant views to share with the civilized world. These 2 individuals are vying for chairman of the County Board of Water Reclamation and Mosquito Abatement. Quite an honor, to say the least. So, let's meet our 2 revered candidates. First, from Bakersfield, please welcome James P. McGregor.
Thank you, Stevie D. I must say that it is quite an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight in front of all 7 viewers. Hopefully they're not hearing impaired, but either way, I'm very excited to express my view on the subject and to debate my opponent and a recently relieved sinus condition. I even put on clean underwear before leaving the house today. My mom said I need to have a clean set of underwear just in case it was a requirement for the position and people were, checking. You never know these days what people might do to public officials vying for important public offices, especially when being viewed on possibly the last episode of a pathetic public access TV show. I've heard the rumors, Stevie D, Your ratings don't approve? You might be finished. Boy, that sounds harsh.
Yes, that is very harsh. And I'm also well aware of what public officials, that they require clean undergarments. I'm having trouble reading the script. It's my new prescription. Please let's welcome from a remote village in a very wooded section, 113 miles southwest of St. Petersburg, the former Russian ambassador to Caspiar. Now, that was an island nation in the Caspian Sea that sank. Miss Natalia Ekaterina Dubrochiev-Stanislavski. Wow, that's a mouthful. Can we just call you Doobie for short?
No, you may not. I am not short. Since you wear a tuxedo, it is necessary to address you in formal terms, Mr. Stevie D. You must appreciate this. Unlike my opponent of debate, I am professional. I have experience in mosquito abatement. I find mosquito, I pluck wings, I watch mosquito wiggle and die. Problem solved, mosquito abated. But you will explain later. Anyone voting for my opponent will be unfortunate. In Russia, we beat opponents and supporters with titanium hammer. Only joking, my darlings. No one uses titanium anymore. It will be anthrax poison. But seriously, the debate is not joking matter. All people will know I am more intelligent and more worthy of committee chairmanship. I graduate from Academy of Environment Studies and Music and was member of my graduating class orchestra. I have incredible plans for all mosquitoes in county. They will love me or die slow, painfully. Wait. Мама! Я сказала тебе не звонить мне, пока я на тупом интервью с тупым мужиком в токсидо. Я тебе позвоню. And feed the dog. Bye.
Well, wasn't that quite a mouthful for our now, how many, Fred? 6.5 viewers. Okay, the producers just told me that we lost half a viewer during your introductions. That's how boring you both were. Not me. I'm excited. So excited that an 85-year-old woman who recently escaped from her retirement home passed a note to one of the producers which stated, and I quote, "I want that man in the tuxedo to come clean my gutters and feed me a high colonic." So you're both going to have to step up your game to top that one. But first, we have to go to a commercial. Let's hope we get that half viewer back during the commercial break. We'll be right back. How did that sound? Good?
Mama.
World of news business today. Wall Street reported 500 cows stampeded onto New York Stock Exchange, killing 11 people. Before this nasty incident, most of world markets were closed due to international bullfrog jumping championships held in Bangladesh. Only country whose stock market didn't close was the stock market of my country, internationally newly reformed Democratic Republic of Bulgaria, because in Bulgaria we work very hard. Now, in other financial news today, they will announce that AT&T is the most evil corporation and has chosen them to be the vanguard for their army of darkness sometime next year. AT&T corporate strongman Nick Hitler said he couldn't be more thrilled, saying, quote, "Ooh-wee, we are now evil vanguard for darkness. Way to go, guys," unquote. AT&T then declared bankruptcy and said they would refuse to pay creditors. Currently, all 24,000 AT&T employees are locked in warehouse producing voodoo dolls in likeness of NCI executives. They hope this will curb competition. Frank Stalin, vice president of Evil Spells and Market Research, said he couldn't be more thrilled as he shot balls of fire out of his ass. More news after this.
Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie. Oh, are we on? Okay, and we're back. So that we don't lose any more viewers, let's get right to the debate. Both of you previously claimed to have been Shakespearean actors in elementary school. Answer this question. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll lollipop? Let's start with James McGregor. Do people call you Jimmy?
Thank you, and no, they don't. Only my mother does, and she recently passed away.
I thought your mother told you to change your underwear for this show.
Yeah, well, that was my other mother. Anyway, I don't understand how lollipop licking has anything to do with water reclamation and mosquito abatement, but I'll give it the old college try.
You do that.
I've been researching this topic for quite some time, and I've got some very enlightening information about it. My opponent might think she's well-informed, but she's not. I've been in touch with a gulag supervisor who expressly told me that she knows nothing about lollipops, nor is she familiar with proper table setting for dinner. It seems that she doesn't know which side of the plate the knife goes on. Now I ask you, Stevie D, how can anyone know anything about lollipops or environmental issues if they can't possibly place a butter knife on a dinner table? A woman like that has no business being chairman of a crucial committee that could essentially change the face of Western democracy as we know it. Oh, by the way, the answer is 73.8 licks, and that's what clean underwear can do in a debate.
73.8 or 78.3?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jimmy. You're obviously a professional licker. And now let's hear from Doobie. Doobie, doesn't that mean joint?
No, and do not call me Doobie, or you will be unfortunate. Let me get straight to point. Don't try belittle me with lollipop licking topic. Mosquitoes and lollipops are not in common, unless you attempt to place blame for Chicago transit accident of 1978 on transit driver who licks Tootsie Rollipop while swatting mosquito. As educated woman of European, I must refer to Great Mosquito Famine of 1899, where entire mosquito population of Montenegro was decimating.
One of those.
Decimating.
One of those.
By ancient swatting, I speak 3 languages. By ancient swatting technique of local Roman goat herders searching natural repellent. And if people must be confused, this is unfortunate. They only speak 1 language. But please be aware that music and lollipop licking have significant psychological importance. Mosquitoes will be attracted to lollipop after it is licked when playing Prokofiev, Peter and Wolf. Oh, this is above your level intelligence, but trust me, my little kotik. Anyway, now it's time for commercial break for nervous women who eat extra crunchy cereal.
That's my line. Your lines have your name on it, see? And we're not breaking to commercials yet. But I do love nervous women who eat extra crunchy cereals. Would that be with real milk or an almond substitute? Anybody know? Okay, never mind. Anyway, Doobie's last answer, that is, leads me right into our next question. the real mosquito and water reclamation issues that have plagued our county. How would you, right here it is, how would you drain the swamp, as they say, with a giant siphon or just simply bringing in a 20-piece orchestra and soothe the little arthropods into a deep sleep? I like that. Let's again hear from Weird Jimmy first. Hey, I like that nickname. Have you thought of using that professionally?
No.
Okay, then you lose your turn. Let's start with Doobie.
Thank you, Mr. Stevie D.
D.
And you must call me Miss Stanislavski. My second grade teacher slandered my name and I hate it. I hate her too. She was very old with huge mole on nose and thick black hair growing from under it. At end of school year, her hair was so long and thick that it falls into her mouth when she speaks to class. Ugh. One day, I am nauseous looking at her speak, and I vomit in my desk and must go home early. It was most traumatic experience in my life. This and fake photograph of Angela Merkel horse riding. Such unfortunate.
Angela Merkel, wow. Well, that certainly was an interesting story, Miss Doobie, but you must specifically answer the question or I'll have one of the stagehands make you smell their underarms, and you'll be unfortunate. Oh, God, now I'm beginning to speak like you.
Как по-американски глуп твое чувство юмора. I love music. In my country, we use 50-piece orchestra to drain swamp by alluring mosquito into state of heaven, as long as playing the Prokofiev or Stravinsky. The music will soothe mosquito into trance and they will be in meditation. I have publications of this documentation. Also, I was excellent violin player at Academy of Music in St. Petersburg. Oh, you don't know, Americans, where is St. Petersburg? Our educational system is far superior to USA of America system in this country, as if affirmed in most people you elect to presidential public office. Unfortunate. And this is why I have much more intelligence than my unfortunate opponent, which is reason why I must have this office. That and once in play in middle school, I played character of Catherine the Greatest. She was dominatrix of my country, very strong woman, like me. This is very famous historic figure America does not know, because in this country, you only know football and ice cream flavors.
Well, actually, that's only partially true. I do like football, and Jimmy here likes ice cream, except he's lactose intolerant. Anyway, but we'll accept your answer because we only have 2 candidates tonight, and we really need to boost our ratings. Apparently, my new hairdo hasn't done the trick with the geriatric female crowd. That means old ladies for those people watching tonight with only a 3rd grade reading level, which is probably 75% of America. So, Mr. Jimmy, or Weird Jimmy, or Jimmy the Ice Cream Man, which do you prefer?
My name is James, and that's what I prefer to be called, Scott.
Hey, that's funny. Not. Answer the question, Junior. Mosquito net or orchestra?
Although I like the idea of an orchestra, mainly because much music has been shown to tame the savage beast or breastesses, at least in the jungle setting. But the mosquito is a very different breed of insect from others, say ants or bees or centipedes or crabs or lobsters. I've done a bit of research on this subject, and that's exactly why I'm a better candidate for this position. And after the viewing audience hears my answer, they'll agree that I'm the more appropriate fit. And of course, more professional than my opponent, the Russian spy.
Если бы я была русским шпионом, вы оба были бы истреблены за ваше невежественное культурное поведение. I pity you, James. And also you, Mr. Stevie D.
D.
Not because of your tuxedo and wig, but because your lack of intelligence and sense of humor is ridiculous. Do you want me to spell this word for you?
Easy, baby. You'll get your chance to rebuke him in a minute. What was that big word you just used? What? Never mind. It's okay. Ice Cream Man, continue.
Oh, thank you. Now, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, the mosquito of North America is unlike any other mosquito race, and there are races of mosquitoes, you know, based on the linguistic tendencies of mosquitoes on different continents. The American mosquito would not respond to music, theater, or dental hygiene practices in the same manner that other mosquitoes would, say, the African mosquito or the Brazilian species. Thus, music will have no effect in repelling or baiting an American mosquito. Now, if we're talking about putting some mosquito repellent on some meat and potatoes and then shoving
that's
that...
enough, J-Boy, that's cool. Your time is up. And the producers have just told me through mental telepathy that it's time for another commercial break to boost our ratings with a message from a public service announcement about erectile dysfunction remedies. Not Viagra, That stuff has so many side effects. Not that I've ever needed it. My candle is always ready to light up the church choir. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. I just want to tell everyone about this unbelievable culinary experience. What the hell's his name again? Keith? Keith? Keith Everly? You mean like the Everly brothers? Whatever. Okay, so I'm on this international flight. Don't ask me where, classified information. But this guy sitting next to me tells me about this place in Erie, Pennsylvania. The greatest hot dogs he's ever had. No, sorry. The best dogs on the planet, he says. Of course, being Stevie D, I'm curious. This guy tells me about this place, Dobbins Dogs in Erie, PA. I gotta try it. So I make a special trip there. Don't ask me when, classified. And I find this guy, this Keith guy, and he serves me a Dobbins dog. Great name too. I got his card. He caters events, weddings, graduations, corporate events, even bar mitzvahs. Who else can do that? I mean, this was the best hot dog I've ever had, and I've had a lot. You could put mustard, ketchup, relish, peppers, onions, ice cream, feta cheese. You could put anything you want on it. Just talk to the man, Keith. Keith? Whatever his name is. He'll take care of you. Trust me, you won't regret it. Dobbins Dogs, Erie, Pennsylvania. I'd make a special trip there just for the dogs. And the sunset on the lake, of course. Look, it's right here. Oh, I got to break this baby in a little. God bless America.
Hey, how about a dog?
Who said that? God? Oh, and we're back. Later. We're actually supposed to have a musical guest perform tonight, but they canceled abruptly due to a brain hemorrhage. I spoke to them on the phone, and they kept repeating the words, contaminated water in the nuclear reactor. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they meant, but we all hope they get the correct dosage of their medication. Now, although you both had meaningless answers regarding the mosquito abatement problem facing the millions of people in this county who are desperately relying on some insight as to what you both might do to combat the epidemic facing your potential constituents, it's now time to discuss what programs you might implement to alleviate the water problems facing the average citizen, water reclamation. Let's start with Jimmy Boy. What is your philosophy concerning water reclamation? And please try not to speak Tagalog.
It's James. But I'll discuss my platform for the county water reclamation difficulties facing our specific county. May I use this chart here that should be showing right above my head here? I brought a few that really pinpoint my focus.
Let me check with the producers. Sam? Sam's not here? Okay. No.
What? I was assured by Frank that I would be allowed to use my charts.
Frank. Frank was moved to ladies' lingerie on the 3rd floor. And don't get snippy with me, Jason, or I'll have you roughly physically removed from this set by Gothic-dressed, facial-pierced relatives of my ancestors from Mongolia. And believe me, they're ugly and they smell like goats.
Ooh, that does sound nasty. Well, I've studied this in college, and I can firmly attest to the fact that every community needs clean water. And standing water attracts mosquitoes. They go hand in hand. And that's what I wanted to address here tonight, but haven't had the opportunity to speak candidly about it because both of you have evaded the topic with your incredulous behavior and bombastic rhetoric.
Hey, let's cut out the big words, Johnny. No one here tonight or in our television viewing audience at home appreciates you using big words we can't understand. You had on dirty underwear this morning just like the rest of us, so stop acting like you went to the local community college.
It's James! And I'm only trying to state my point regarding the issue. We need a concerted effort within the community to coordinate a proper program of containing the county's rivers, lakes, and open water systems to combat the mosquito problems that commence with the unchecked open water networks.
There you go again with those big words. I think you should be disqualified from the debate and the campaign and physically restrained. How do you like that?
Most of the people I know in this country understand the meaning of coordinate, systems, commence, contain, networks.
No, I'm not talking about those words. I'm talking about all of the prepositions you use. To, of, with, in. This is underhanded and un-American. And if you use any of those words again, I'll make you smell your opponent's nose hairs. How do you like them apples?
I'm allergic to apples, so please don't make me eat them. Also, I don't like nose hairs. I break out into a terrible rash. It's really bad to look at.
I knew this was going to be difficult, but I never imagined a debate with a candidate who couldn't eat apples. Anyway, let's move on to Natasha before I have an aneurysm. What's your answer to the water reclamation dilemma facing this lovely, God-fearing county that we all know and love?
My name is Natalia, not Natasha, imbecilny. Would you like if I call you Jeff, or Leonard, or Conard?
Cornard? Well, that sounds very sexy. But if you ever call me Leonard, I'll have what's left of your tonsils removed in a very painful manner by Bruno, the stagehand over there.
He looks very gruesome. I will not call you Leonard. What about Lenny? It's a nice name.
Well, Lenny does sound a bit sexier than Leonard. I'll consider it. So anyway, what's your answer?
Well, water is the essence of our survival on this planet. So it is vitally important that as society we understand value and how we must manage it in constructive manner.
Didn't I tell you no big words?
No, that was James.
Oh, okay, you can continue then.
Again, water is essence of life. Without it, our species does not survive. As much as we view mosquito as nuisance, it does have very important value to environment. They are important food source to many insect and bird, and their larvae are food source to fish and frog. They also pollinate flowers. These creatures we abominate have crucial benefit to ecosystem. It is important that county learn to manage and control ecosystem in manner that supports and maintains balance of mosquito population, so it does not become paralyzed. In the most fortunate way to accomplish it by closely monitoring of open water source and control surrounding environment such as overgrowth, weed, grass, and brush from water table, rivers, creeks, lakes, ponds, and reservoir. And that is what I will implementation with help of entire board of water and reclamation and mosquito abatement to this county.
Wow, you're really smart. You should run for an office, or better yet, you should be the chairman of the county board of water reclamation and mosquito abatement.
Hey, that's not fair. You're supposed to be the host and an objective voice, not give a public endorsement. I protest this debate on the grounds of favoritism and nepotism.
Nepo what?
Nepotism. I know that you're related to Natasha.
It's Natalia, you ignorant moron. And we're not related.
That's right, you ignorant moron. We're not related. I used to be married to her stepmother, but that has nothing to do with it. Now let's get back to the question, Joey.
It's James to you. And it makes no difference. I'll prove my superior worthiness in the next round, but first, I'm thirsty. Can I get an orange whip?
No, but I like your style. Orange whips were the bomb back in the day. Okay, losers, one last opportunity for both of you before we run out of time. Here we go. If a train leaves Chicago at 4:30 p.m. local time, loaded with frozen chickens, and a busload of acrobats leaves Philadelphia at 6:30 a.m. local time, which one would stop for lunch first?
What kind of question is that? This is a debate for chairman of the board of the County Water Reclamation and Mosquito Abatement Committee. I was told there would be no math involved.
I'm sorry, you're right. That question was for my other show, Children's Hour with Uncle Stevie D. Let me get the right cue card. Here it is. Okay. If elected chairman of the board, how would each of you effectively work with the other members of the committee to enact policies that would preserve the foundation of the county infrastructure? Let's hear from the Tsarina first.
I'm not related to Tsar. But you impressed me for the first time. Most Americans have no knowledge of Tsarist history of my country, or even former Soviet Union.
Soviet what? Is that a state in America?
Oh, глупые здесь растут на деревьях. In my country, I was academic scholar, summa cum laude. Not that you know what is it. I have written numerous periodical and instructional manuals. For my doctorate degree, I wrote thesis about Great Dam of Lake Victoria in Africa, on how electricity must be more efficiently generated for helping surrounding countries solve water conservation problem. I have delegated authority to subordinate throughout my career as person in top management, as well as many philanthropic organizations belonging to my authority, which is proof I am working well with members of committee, and I will also allow them to buy me coffee every day. I think that is most fortunate I am able to do. And if I want office, I buy office. This is most accurate way in politics, no?
Thank you, Madam Zarina. I really like that Kama Sutra thing you mentioned. We'll have to discuss that more in my office later after the show. Next, J-Man, your last meager plea to the voters of this incredibly small and powerless county.
Well, Stevie D, if that is your real name, is it? I was just wondering, because many people in this county feel that you're an imposter or impersonator or doppelganger or mimic. I'm not exactly sure which one or if they're one and the same. But you know, it's really hard following her. She's related to the Tsar. That's big time. That's as big as, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds' cousin from Deadpool versus Wolverine or something like that. It's quite a mountain to climb, you know. Anyway, can you repeat the question? It was something about working with other members of the committee to ensure proper efficiency of the Board of Water Reclamation and Mosquito Abatement. I think my medication is starting to wear off. But you know something interesting? I took a cooking course at the local community college on the nuances of Hungarian cuisine. The Hungarians weren't actually the first ones to invent goulash. Did you know that? Most people don't realize that.
Okay. Well, our time is up. And Jimmy, baby, your last answer was very lame. Groovy, but lame. Zarina, on the other hand, is smarter, more culturally adept, has a plan of action for water and mosquitoes, and she said she'd go out with me later and pay for drinks on the company credit card. So everyone should vote for her. Good night, everybody, and remember, keep being groovy.
Okay, so it's nepotism and incest, right? Okay, this always rigged in favor. I'm going to write to my congressman, the president, and the FBI. The election authorities will also hear about this. And Bruno, keep away. See ya.